Middlesex by Eugenides. This is a paperback book, and I don't know why I only have a paperback book, because this is a very, very good book indeed. And usually when I read a book, or not usually, but often when I read a book that I really think is great and that I might want to keep around and maybe read again, I'll try to pick it up in hardback, which I obviously haven't done. I read this a long time ago, and maybe I need to put it on my list. But of course, it's a luxury to be able to do that. So to go buy the hardback when you've already got the paperback. But this is a really interesting book. It has been so long ago, so it's hard for me to remember all the details. There is a person in it who is the main character is a hermaphrodite, is physically a hermaphrodite. But although that's important to the story, it's not a story of a hermaphrodite. I mean, it's not like, oh, now I'm going to spend, 400 pages talking about what it's like to be a hermaphrodite. That's just not really what happens. It goes into the history of the family and back into Greece, and it's a very rich and detailed book with a lot of we could say a lot of historical kind of fiction and human elements, and it's just written well. I really thought that this was a great book, which is surprising it's surprising how little I'm going to be talking about it today, because unfortunately I don't remember enough of the details, and the book itself is not, as an object, is not special. It's not illustrated or bound in any particularly nice way, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. There were periods in this book when I felt like it went on a little bit longer than I needed, in sort of almost a poetic vein, talking about the crocus awakening or whatever, this kind of thing that I got a little bored with. Those were short periods, and for the most part I was fascinated by the book, and I thought it was really, really well written. From just a literary kind of point of view, a literature kind of point of view. I've recommended this to people who I respect, and they've come back and been very appreciative, and they've liked the book very much as well. I don't recommend it to people who don't like sort of literary fiction. It's not a fast-paced book. It's really good though. And I'm going to leave it there. So that's Middlesex. This is the same writer who wrote The Virgin Suicides, but I never read The Virgin Suicides. Here we have a bunch of people saying how great this book is. And it's a really, really good book. It's a modern, I don't know. I started saying a modern classic, but I'm not really sure what that means. It's a very good book. Okay. I never read The Virgin Suicides though. All right, I think I've said it's a good book enough times, and I will end the video. Middlesex by Eugenides.